Millions of people over 65 have heart valve disease, and over 50% of them don't even know about it. We hear about the dangers of heart attacks and strokes all the time, but heart valve disease is something most don't even know it exists, and yet it is so prevalent. When you learn of the symptoms of heart valve disease, you're going to be glad you watched this episode of Your Best Life. Stay tuned. Welcome to another episode of Your Best Life. I'm your host and your healthy living correspondent, Beth Schomp. I stumbled onto this topic because my own mother was recently diagnosed with aortic stenosis, which is a narrowing of the aorta, our main heart valve. So out of curiosity, I started digging into this topic. I was curious if it's hereditary, which it can be, but more importantly, when I learned how common it is, especially in people over 65, I knew I needed to get this information out to you. Now, if you are under 65, don't dismiss this. Heart valve disease can happen at any age. In fact, a friend of mine who's in her 50s, super athlete, a bit of a health nut like me, she recently discovered that she had a tear in one of her valves and it almost killed her. So this is the topic for everyone. Your heart has 4 valves and that helps the blood flow through the body. When your heart is healthy, the valves flap, open and close properly to keep the blood flowing in the right direction. But as we get older, those valves might not work as well, and it makes it harder for your heart to pump the blood through the body. There are 3 different types of heart valve disease, with one being the most common one, and that's aortic stenosis. That's the narrowing of the aorta. You cannot prevent heart valve disease, but there are several symptoms, and the symptoms are all the same, regardless of the 3 different types of heart valve disease. Hi, sorry for interrupting the show. I just wanted to take a moment to let you know about one of my passions other than hosting this show. I belong to an exclusive wellness shopping club, and I have done so for over 20 years. I trust them with my family's health and my health. This club provides US-made products that are safe, affordable, focusing on your health and household and beauty. Things that we use every single day. Anyway, I'll let you get back to the show, but if you have any questions about joining, you want any information at all, I provided info below. 1. Lightheadedness, faint or dizziness. 2. Irregular heartbeat, heart fluttering or chest pains. 3. Shortness of breath after light activities or even while lying down. 4. Tiredness, even after they've had plenty of sleep. 5. Edema, which is a swelling of the ankles and feet. And 6, missing out on activities because they just don't feel like themselves. Interestingly enough, my mother had all of these symptoms, even a heart murmur for years, and she was never diagnosed. The doctor should have ordered an echocardiogram, but instead his response was, well, we keep an eye on it. But if you don't have a baseline echo, how does one keep an eye on it? We never knew. How did we discover her aortic stenosis? Remember how one of the symptoms is lightheadedness? Well, over the last couple of years, she's had a series of falls. She didn't lose her balance and fall, and that's what happens in the elderly, usually. She'd pass out and fall. And with each fall, there were small fractures to address, and she was always being treated by doctors, but they never seemed to wonder why she was passing out. And of course, as daughters, we didn't know what we didn't know. Recently, she had an episode that appeared to be a stroke. So we sent her to the hospital, and turns out it was not a stroke. And the cardiologist ran an echocardiogram, and that's how we learned of it. If you're diagnosed with heart valve disease, you should be having routine echocardiograms so your cardiologist can monitor your valves. Open heart surgery may be an option, and that's where they'll replace the valve. But there's also a less invasive option called TAVR. It's a transcatheter procedure where they go up through the leg as opposed to opening up your chest. But the moral of the story is pay attention to these symptoms and seek professional guidance if you have them. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to share this video with anyone who can benefit from this information. Also, if you will, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Finally, I would love for you to join our community on Facebook, so check out the link for that below. You can also email me at yourbestlife9@gmail.com. Until next time, Be happy and be healthy.